Alright guys, get ready. I have a feeling this is gonna be a long one. Hello there, hi, I'm back. I'm sorry, I've been away. I've been trying to post videos, so hopefully I haven't been too absent. However, I've been in New York for Bookcon and other things. I'm the worst person in the world, and I just didn't take any video footage, like literally zero of this whole experience. And so rather than give you a fun montage like I did last year, I decided I would just tell you about my experience, my week in New York. I went to New York on the 30th, and then I left that next Monday, June 5th. It was a fun time. I did a lot of things. I walked a lot of places and took lots and lots of pictures. So if you don't want to listen to me talk, you can always go look at all of my albums. I have like 3 or 4 up. They're all on my Facebook page, link in the description. Go like, go share. You've probably already seen most of them. So let's get started. So the story behind this week, I really had planned to go to BEA and Bookcon. However, I didn't get press for BEA or Bookcon, so I just decided to do Bookcon. However, I had already purchased a ticket to a Broadway show, so me and my mother went and saw all the Broadway shows, and it was lots of fun. That's how I started out my week in New York. I saw 3 on-Broadway shows. I also saw an off-Broadway production as well, but this is what I saw with my mother. The first one we saw was Anastasia. I loved it. Slightly disappointing, but still worth it for sure. I also saw Waitress, front row with Sarah Bareilles. It's fine, I cried. And lastly, my favorite show, Great Comet. Oh my gosh, if it doesn't win all the Tonys, I'm probably just gonna cry. I actually have individual reviews coming of each of these, so like if you want to hear my real thoughts, you will be able to check those out. I flew in on Tuesday. It was very stressful. I had lots of problems. I ripped my dress at one point, so I had to change, and I was just pressed for time, got a delay. Struggle was real, but I went to Newark Airport and I got to meet up with Brandon and Zoe and Hannah from Clockwork Reads, and it was so much fun to travel on the air train with them. Once I actually got to the city, I went to my Airbnb really quick and I met up with my mom, and then we tried to have a nice dinner, but unfortunately I left early so I could go pick up our tickets at Will Call from Anastasia. I went and saw Anastasia. It was so good. There were a bunch of booktubers who went as well. Sadly, I didn't sit with them because we bought tickets separately on the same day, and I was like, well, I'm getting orchestra seats and they got balcony seats, so like it's fine. You can see Natasha's vlog, I think. She's the good one. She took footage of that. Maybe Jessie did too. I don't remember. And then the next day on Wednesday, that was my main show day with my mom. So we wandered around New York and we looked at so many theaters. We just were passing by theaters taking pictures with them. And then I got to see the matinee of Great Comet with Josh Groban, and I died. It was so good. I'm still singing the songs all the time. I can't help it. That night we went and saw Waitress. I got to see it front row with Lindsay the Hufflepuffle and her mom, so it was really fun. And I still am not over that I saw Sarah front row. It's fine. We were this close. I can't. What did I do on Thursday? Oh yeah. Thursday my mom left really early, so I kind of was alone for a while. I spent most of the day just kind of by myself wandering New York, eating Shake Shack, and then later that afternoon I met up with the crew of booktubers who were at BEA, and we all went to the High Line and took some pictures, and it was really, really fun. Also kind of a struggle, but it worked out well in the end, so I'm happy with that. After we went to the High Line, we all went to dinner, so we did 2 separate dinners. We got the vegans and the non-vegans. I was with the non-vegans, of course, and we just kind of hung out and had dinner, and it was really, really nice to just sit and be with people and not have to worry about running around. Thursday was just great because I got to see my friends and just hang out. After we finished dinner, we went to the Big Honcho Media Party, which was just as strange as last year. For some reason, they like having it in total darkness. So you walk in and you just can't really see anything. I don't know why, but it was really, really fun. Half of us were drinking and half of us were not. You can guess which group I was in. But there was a really fun photo booth, so we got to take some really cool photo booth photos, which is always fun. 10 out of 10. Love Big Honcho, they're great. Friday was also a little bit chill, but Friday was the day that I just went everywhere. So I hung out with Liv, who is Stories for Coffee, and I also hung out with Manda, who's Lady Book Mad. Literally, I managed to walk from my Airbnb on 43rd all the way up to like 18th to get to the Strand. It was a lot of walking that day. So we did so much. We wandered and we went to like the New York Public Library. We went to the Strand, of course. We saw the Flatiron. We just kind of like wandered around New York to places that I hadn't been before, because I've never been in New York longer than like 3 days, I think. And so it was just like really nice to see the city and hang out with Liv. Liv is just so much fun, and her friend Sarah. They're so cute. I love them. At the Strand, naturally, I bought a book because I'm trash. And the book that I picked up, of course, was Tasha Tolstoy. It was out early. I didn't really think I was gonna buy it, but it was out early, like a couple days early, and it was only $9.50. And I was like, I really want to support you, Catherine, and I'm not supposed to buy this, but like, so after the Strand, I basically like raced back to 43rd, and I met up with Tiernan, the booktuber. He's doing an internship there this summer, so he wasn't at BEA or anything, and I was like, I want to hang with somebody and go see a show that's not super expensive. So we got tickets and we went and saw Puffs. And if you don't know what Puffs is an off-Broadway show, and I think they're moving to a bigger theater soon, but it's basically like Star Kid except not musical. But it's really, really great because it tells the story of what the Hufflepuffs were doing throughout like the 7 years that Harry was at school. And it was just really, really funny. Like, I would highly recommend it if you enjoy Harry Potter and you like know all the jokes. They made a lot of jabs at the movies, which was just so good. I love it when people make fun of the movies because they're great, but also they have problems. Le Bookcon. I spent money on 2 tickets, and then I ended up hanging out with Booksplosion and Natasha and all the peeps, and they were like, here's a guest pass. You didn't have to pay for that. And I was like, could you not have told me this 6 months ago? Bookcon was great. It was my second time going to Bookcon. Last year I did BEA and Bookcon, so it was really interesting to see the difference between just Bookcon and BEA plus Bookcon, you know? I had plans to do like only a handful of things at Bookcon because I really just like being able to go with the flow and hang out with friends and do stuff like that. I'm not really in it for the authors as much as I am for like being with the people, you know? But the big things that happened on Saturday was the first day of Bookcon, obviously. I hung out with all of the big booktubers, Booksplosion, Natasha, and Tiernan, and we all went to Bryant Park really early and took some photos. So there's a bunch of photos from that. It was really, really rushed. Honestly, like all the photo shoots we did this week were just like not going well. They would have been so much better if things had been different, but they worked out. It's fine. But literally, like, the first photo shoot, it was way too sunny and we couldn't find good shade or a good location to shoot, so it was just like a struggle bus. The second one in Bryant Park, we only had about 45 minutes to shoot, and everybody was just like running late, and it was kind of drizzly and rainy, and so it was just like not optimum conditions. And then the last one that we did on the second day of Bookcon was a struggle because I literally, like, I had some kind of like fog on my lens filter, and I didn't realize it until after the first like shoot that we did, so everything looks a little bit too dreamy for my taste. Like, it's fine, but like I would have done it differently if I could have. Saturday, we did photos. Then we went to the convention center, and I was just like slightly overwhelmed because I've never been to Javits before. We hung out in the green room a little bit, and then we went to the Booktube meet and greet. So the Booktube panel that wasn't Booksplosion, which had Natasha, Emma, Sasha, Zoe, and Clau. I can't remember exactly where she's from, but they had a meet and greet that morning, and so I hung out with some of the other booktubers while we were just kind of like watching them meet people. It was fun to just like hang out, and I actually got recognized by some people, which was really fun. I hung out with Hannah a lot during that time. After that, I went upstairs with Tiernan and just kind of like walked the floor to see what was going on, and I ended up getting a signature. Marjorie Liu. She is the writer for Monstrous, the graphic novel, and she just was super sweet. I had lunch and I just kind of like went to go veg with Christine and Kat in the green room. They were kind of waiting out because everybody, like a lot of us, were interviewing Cassandra Clare that afternoon, and so I had nothing really to do. I wanted to go to some other author signings, but I ended up just like not going to them because of timing. But I hung out with Kat and Christine for a bit, and then we went to go set up at the Simon & Schuster area for Cassie Clare, and that happened. I interviewed Cassandra Clare. Like I said, there were about like 4 of us who interviewed her, like one after the other, and it was very interesting because if you didn't know, there was a huge situation around Cassandra Clare at Bookcon that first day. Basically, they let in some crazy fans who were like giving her threats and stuff, and so she was really just like not in a good place that day, but she was still like such a good sport, and they eventually caught the people, so it all worked out, but it was a little bit anxious for that whole time. And then after that, we went to the Booksplosion panel, obviously. I took pictures as I usually do, and it was super fun. And then after that, one of my favorite parts of the weekend, I got to go to dinner with Sasha and Zoe and Hannah, and it was so much fun. So there's this pizza place that's right across from the Phantom of the Opera place. I don't remember what theater that is. It's so good. I think it's called like John's Pizza or something. We got Shirley Temples, we got pizza, we got cheese sticks, I think. It was just a really, really great dinner. But we all like talked about some really like cool stuff, and it was just like really fun to like get to know them better, because like I feel like I kind of know them, but it was just really great to like be in that safe little community of us just like chatting as girls and friends, and it was just really nice. At the beginning of Saturday, I was also doing pictures with Booksplosion and Natasha, and we just kind of like took some photos in Javits. We all went off to go to the BookTube panel, obviously. It was super fun. It was really cool because it was different than the Booksplosion panel, and it was much more focused on like BookTube, I think, than like who the panelists were, if that makes sense. They all did a phenomenal job, and I love all my friends. They're great. I would just like to say thank you, Natasha, for mentioning me on the panel, you know, casual promo, it's fine. No, but it was like really fun, and I just love book events because I love getting to see these people that I only see like 2 or 3 times a year at most, because they're all just little cinnamon rolls, and I'm so proud of all of them, and I love them. So then after that, I didn't have a lot planned, but I did want to try and get a couple arcs. The first arc that I got, I pulled some strings, and I got me a Zenith arc because, you know, if you don't know what Zenith is, this is Sasha and Lindsay's book. I didn't know if I was going to get one, but because I knew Sasha, I was like, girl, hook me up, and she did. She was really sweet about it too. Love you, Sasha, you're great. The second arc that I got, I waited in line for with Lindsay and her mom, and we were like at the front of the line, thankfully. But it is 27 Hours by Tristina Wright. This is like a huge, huge anticipated read for a lot of people, mainly because it has such good diverse rep. Mainly there's an ace character in this, and so I'm excited about it, but I am super pumped. Everybody's really jealous because they don't have one, so I'm sorry. I wish I could give you my copy, but I need my copy. This was the day I kind of spent mostly on my own. I went to another signing, and this one is for Mary Pope Osborne. I literally had to go to the store and buy these like 2 weeks ago. Mary Pope Osborne is the author of the Magic Treehouse series, as you may know. This is the series that got me started on reading, and so it was really, really fun to get to meet her and just be like, you're the whole reason I'm here doing book things. It's fine. And she was literally like so sweet and super cute, and it was just like icing on the cake to get to finally meet her. I only had one other thing, and I went to go get an arc, and I ended up not getting the arc. I wanted to go and get Adam Silvera's new book, and I got in the Epic Reads line, I think it was. And so his books all got chosen before I could get there, so I ended up picking up Calling My Name by Liara Tamani. I haven't heard anything about this book, but it's diverse, or I believe it's diverse, and it looks really, really interesting. And so I was like, I could always use a new diverse book. Why not? After that, I kind of went to go hang out with some booktubers. I ended up pulling some strings, though, and I actually got this in the mail yesterday. So if you don't know, this is Adam Silvera's new book. They both die at the end. Comes out in September, I believe, and I didn't get it at BEA. But I kind of did. So then, like I said, I was hanging out with booktubers. We had like a whole crew of some of the like smaller booktubers because Booksplosion and Natasha left early. Their signing went on for like 4 hours, and I felt super bad for them. But we all hung out. We went and took a bunch of pictures, and it was so much fun. And we just took some pictures in Javits, and we hung out. And then I also had pizza again with Sasha and the crew. This time we like did takeout pizza, which was really nice, and we had Brandon and Tiernan with us, and it was just like fun. I just love hanging out with book people. It was a long week. And then on Monday, I ended up going to the airport with like the same people, but I also got to hang out with my old high school No, my old freshman roommate, Kirsten Hippie, she's wonderful. And we just kind of like chatted and had some brunch, and it was nice. That was my whole week in New York. I think my favorite parts, probably a tie between like photo shooting and Great Comet, because Great Comet was super great, and I'm so excited for the Tonys. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you went to Bookcon. I know a lot of you said hi, and so it was so nice. It was so sweet. You guys are all just great people, but hopefully I'm going next year because I need to see Broadway shows, and so yeah. Next up is LA. I'm going to LA in a week and a half for VidCon, and I can't even. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for all your support. I passed 11,000 subscribers, so it's fine. I'm fine. Anyways, bye guys. I'll see you in my next video.